History is not written in books alone. Sometimes, it is carved into the wounds and victories of ordinary people. This is one such story. From Porbandar and Amreli in the Saurashtra region of Gujarat, many families once set sail for Africa. They were simple people, laborers, traders, dreamers, hoping to find a livelihood on distant shores. Among them was a young Hindu man from a small village near Porbandar. He boarded a steamer, reached Uganda, and began working as a laborer. Later, his wife joined him. Together, they built a small life, and in time, they had children. That child grew up in Uganda, married, and had a family of his own, 2 daughters and a son. For decades, the Indian community in Uganda worked hard, opened businesses, and created prosperity. Life was simple until destiny turned. In 1972, a brutal dictator named Idi Amin seized power. Overnight, he declared that only native black Ugandans could remain in the country. All others, Indians, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis, were stripped of property, businesses, and even citizenship. Soldiers stormed Indian neighborhoods, looted shops, harassed families, and drove people out of their homes. Generations who had lived in Uganda for decades were forced to flee. Among them was a Hindu couple with their 3 children. Terrified and broken, they began walking hundreds of kilometers towards safety. On the way, their youngest son collapsed, exhausted, hungry, and without medical help. He died in his mother's arms. The family had no choice but to keep walking, leaving behind their child forever. Eventually, they reached Britain and were placed in a refugee camp. Life was harsh. Long queues for food, months of uncertainty. But in that darkness, one child, 14-year-old Basanthi, made a silent promise. She would not let her life be defined by cruelty. Basanthi studied with fierce determination. Through tears and hunger, she kept learning. Years passed. She completed her education in London, earned her MBBS, pursued further specialization in the United States, and became one of the world's leading kidney specialists. Her parents, however, never recovered from the trauma. Both passed away early, their hearts broken by the exile. Basanthi carried that pain in silence and turned it into strength. Meanwhile, Idi Amin's life collapsed. Overthrown, he fled Uganda, smuggling out tons of gold and planeloads of dollars. He found refuge in Saudi Arabia. But time does not spare even dictators. Years later, old and sick, Idi Amin was struck by severe kidney failure. The most renowned nephrologist was called from Canada. Her name was Dr. Basanthi Makwana. When Basanthi received the file, she paused. The patient she was being asked to treat was the very man who had destroyed her childhood. Still, she boarded the plane to Saudi Arabia. For Basanthi was not just a victim, she was a doctor. And for a doctor, duty comes first. Inside a grand hospital room in Jeddah, the once feared dictator now lay helpless. She treated him with dignity and professionalism. When he recovered, he invited Dr. Basanthi Makwana in his grand palace. He looked at Basanthi with folded hands. "You saved my life," he said. "Please take my money, my gold, anything you want. Name your price." Basanthi looked at him calmly. "I don't want your money," she said. Do you know who I am? She stepped closer. My name is Dr. Basinthi Makwana. Because of you, my little brother died on a dusty road. Because of your soldiers, my parents begged for mercy and starved in refugee camps. I lost my family, my childhood, because of you. But I studied. I fought. And today, destiny has brought me here to save your life. Idi Amin broke down in tears. The dictator who once made nations tremble now wept at the feet of a woman he had once exiled. But Basinthi did not take revenge. She simply said, I am a doctor. My duty is to save lives. That is all. She returned to Canada after every round of treatment, never once accepting a penny. On August 16, 2003, Idi Amin breathed his last. Before his death, he wrote in his will that all his wealth should go to Dr. Basinthi Makwana. But the dignified doctor refused. This is the Indian way. Not revenge, but values. Not hatred, but humanity. As our ancestors once carried Sanatan Dharma across the world, not through war, not through bloodshed, but through compassion and service, so too did Basinthi. Seva Paramo Dharma. Service is the highest duty. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. This is the holy shloka of Sanatan Hindu Dharma. Every Hindu chants this prayer, wishing well-being, health, and peace for all beings in the universe. Sarva Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarva Santu Niramayaha. Sarva Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaska Dukha Bhag Bhavat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It means, may all be happy. May all be free from illness. May all see what is auspicious. May no one suffer. Om, peace, peace, peace.